My name is Danny Fournier. I'm the manager with Illicit Trade Prevention for Rotman, Benson and Hedges Canada. Rotman, Benson and Hedges is a tobacco manufacturer in Canada. So we do manufacture combustible tobacco products as well as smokeless alternatives. We have a head office here in Toronto. We do have a plant in the province of Quebec in Quebec City. The plant has been there for 125 years or so. And my role is to oversee all the activities around preventing the growth of illicit trade in the Canadian market.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the event that happened today?
Yes, today was the forum on online illicit trade. So the goal was to bring together different actors, whether it be from government. We had folks from government, we had law enforcement personnel, we also had private industry participate. Mainly in a nutshell, is trying to find solutions with the growing online illicit trade problem. In our case, it's tobacco product or contraband tobacco. In other sectors of industry, it could be consumer goods or clothing. But we see an increasing of online illicit trade being conducted online versus physical stores. Well, it was interesting to see different perspectives around this one issue. The same issue, which is online illicit trade. But we had a perspective from the Canadian Anti-Counterfeiting Network, which has a specialized, I'd say a more specialized view on the problem because they've been around for so many years, I'd say over 20 years. So they have seen a shift from illegal physical sales migrate to online illegal sales. So they bring in a wealth of experience from their perspective. We, from a contraband tobacco, organized crime angle, bring a different perspective. And we also had sitting on those panels, people from Crime Stoppers, Toronto Crime Stoppers, that are more involved with raising awareness around criminal issues or criminality that do have an impact on the safety of our communities.
Okay, and what is your hope for an outcome for a forum like this?
Well, the outcome, I think we all agreed, regardless of where you come from, we all agreed on the issue. And I think the outcome everyone is looking for is to find ways going forward to tackle the issue in a way that's efficient, that makes our communities safer, and where government and private sector can find a model to work alongside one another.
Perfect. And is there any messages that you have for the South Asian community?
Well, like any other community, I would say that the best advice is make sure the products and the goods you buy come from legitimate sources. We discussed a lot about counterfeited goods, and the other thing would be maybe make sure that you buy from legitimate sales channels, whether they be online, thinking Amazon or other online sales platforms. Make sure you buy from legitimate sources.
So first of all, Ken, I'd like to welcome you to our platform on behalf of Y Media again. I wanted to kind of touch upon this event itself. What did you think how the event went, and why is it so important for this event to be this topic to be discussed, right? Or the multiple topics that were discussed in today's forum?
Yeah, well, I have to say it's nice to get back into conferences after the pandemic. It's been about 4 years since the last time I was at a conference, so it's very refreshing. In terms of the value of something like this, honestly, networking is priceless. Only at these conferences can you have those kinds of conversations, relationship building, and really talking about the pressing topics and issues like online illicit trade. In terms of what I got out of it personally, I learned a lot about different facets of how people combat online illicit trade, how it's very multidimensional, and more specifically, how the private sector and public sectors can work together.
Okay, and you, like Kijiji itself, definitely a lot of the things that were discussed today were probably applied to a marketplace like Kijiji, right? So is there something new that you learned when it comes to how you guys could do things differently when it comes to counterfeiting or maybe different posts, etc.?
Yeah, well, what really surprised me the most was understanding the scope of things like counterfeits. I had no idea the prevalence of it. Anything and everywhere was the quote of the day. And so you're kind of taking these nuggets of wisdom and information and seeing how we maybe can apply them to our own operations at Kijiji, how we can tweak filters, how we can have conversations, maybe collaboration strategies. So honestly, for me, it opened my mind to the complexities of different issues and how we can work together.
And finally, like any points on the outcome that you hope from a forum like this?
For me, it's all about the relationship building. You don't know what you don't know. And so having conversations, learning about new areas that you might not have otherwise conceived is for me the most meaningful thing.
Perfect. And any messages from your end to the South Asian community?
Oh, so they do. Not specifically, just that everybody's welcome on Kijiji anytime, and we aim to keep everybody safe at all times.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
I kind of wanted to know, tell us a little bit more about this event, and if you can also introduce yourself first.
This event is dealing with the illicit trade that goes on specifically in Canada, although illicit trade goes on around the world, the different types of products and the different methods that can be used to make sure that we do what we can to stop illicit trade. And as we all know, it's the second largest source of income for organized crime and for terrorists to obtain their financing for their illicit activities.
Okay, and so with counterfeiting and stuff, what should people look for? How would somebody know if something's like a certain particular item is a counterfeit or yeah, please.
That's an excellent question, and I tell people that there are some general rules, and the first general rule is look at the price. If the price is too good to be true, then it's probably not a real product. But also look at the place. Where did you buy it? Would you really buy pharmaceuticals at a flea market? Would you buy high-end, expensive tools in a flea market that purported to be new? So look at where it is that you're buying something. Would you buy a $2,000 brand new iPhone and get a charger from a small store that doesn't specialize in those types of products? So place is important. And then look at the packaging. Does the packaging have spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes? And don't just look at the packaging in English. Does it have English and French packaging, which is required in Canada? And are there spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes in other languages?
Okay, and then a forum like this, right? What do you hope the outcome is going to be for the forum?
Well, it's already happened. What happens from this is it's a networking opportunity from people who are involved in combating illicit trade from various industries, various businesses. They get together, we get together, and we share best practices. We share tips, we share techniques, and we share what we've learned. And so that is why we're here.
And finally, any messages from you to the South Asian community?
I think it's important that every community, including the South Asian community, take the time to educate themselves on what the real product that they're buying is. So if you're buying a product that you know has a name brand, go to that name brand's website. Find out where the authorized sales are made and make sure that wherever you buy it from is authorized. And there are some very good pamphlets put out by the Government of Canada on what is counterfeit, what is a trademark, what is a copyright, what are your obligations, and educate yourself.
Perfect. And again, I'd like to thank you for your time today. It was very informative speaking with you.
Thank you for getting the word out.
Perfect. Thank you.